Welcome to the channel. Today I decided to make a video since I recently replaced the diverter gasket on this, but I didn't replace the O-rings and the washers, so I have to dismantle this again. And I thought it was a good opportunity for me to video the process, even though this has been done a million times. But I want to document me doing it to maybe encourage any of you out there that seem to think that this is a huge undertaking, which it could be intimidating. I didn't know what I was doing at first. So I have a Waterway filter. This is I think it's an 18-inch. It takes 150 pounds of sand. So I ordered these parts on Amazon. Let me show you. This is the gasket for the bottom part, the gasket for the actual I guess this is the diverter, the top part, the multi-port, because there's no gasket there to begin with, so I need to replace it. I actually needed to buy it. And then the spring that goes inside behind this lever, and I haven't even opened this yet. This is the O-ring set. This is designed, engineered, and manufactured in the USA, so it's American parts, Waterway. So I'm just opening it up, showing you the part numbers. That's the part number for all the O-rings. The O-rings that go inside and outside, also the washers. And then this is the part number for the spring. And as I take it apart, this video might be a little bit long. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. I know I always say that, but this is the part number for the spring. This is the part number for the washer. I'm sorry, for the O-ring. And there's two part numbers here. This is the part number. It says, see, used with clamp style. And this is new. I guess it's a new design. This is the clamp style right here. See, you got the clamp. So I'm going to take this out of here so you could see all the contents. And you might say overkill, but guess what? This is going to give me peace of mind. As you can see, you have the pin right here. That's the pin that holds the lever in place. You have the two O-rings, and then the two small O-rings that go inside. And then this is the plastic washer that goes on top, and then you have the actual metal ones. And there's also one more part in here, which is the actual decal. And this is the part number. See, this is the decal that goes on there. So let's get to work. First, I'm going to start by dismantling this. You need to knock this pin out. I recommend that you remember in what position. Take pictures if you must, so you remember. That way you don't mess it up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to dismantle this part first. Take the top part off, the diverter, and when I do that, then I'll proceed and remove the pin, or I can do that now. So let me take a picture of the position. Okay, so I'm going to start by knocking out the pin. Let me show you a shot. That's the pin right there. You usually want to use something that's, and remember, record your position. You usually want to use a screw or something that's the same diameter as the actual pin, so you can knock it out. As you can see, it's coming out. Remember the position. I can't stress that enough. Okay, so it's best to maybe try something that's a little bit longer, right? Or a nail, and actually use a hammer. This one should work fine. So let's see. Let's give it a go. Yep, it's coming out. There's the pin. Now we'll put this back in the... Oh, we'll leave it there for now, I guess, right? Gotta get this out. No biggie. Here we go. Remember that precision, okay? Take pictures if you must. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the screws and just bring the whole thing up. The nuts will fall in the back, so you make sure you catch the nuts. And when you put them back, you put the serrated ends up. 1, 2. Notice how the top part kind of lifted itself. That's because there's a spring in there. So you just pull this up. Remember the position, okay? Look, take a good note. See, this has like a low end and a high end. Look where it's pointing. That's where you want to put it, okay? You got to remember that. It's very important. Let me take a picture for reference. Okay. And then when you pull this up, see, now you have a washer here. You have this thin washer that you were going to replace. Let me just make sure that it's in there. I like to put the stuff down in the order as I work on it. I remember these are the 2 metal washers. As you can see, this is a simple replacement. You don't have to take out the diverter unless you're going to replace the actual gasket, which we did. We're just going to replace these 2 metal washers. We're going to replace the spring and the 2 O-rings that are here. So you take them out in the same order. You put them down, place them down somewhere. There you have it. You have to be very careful because you don't want to gouge the plastic, or whatever material this is made of, because if you do, no matter what O-rings you put in there, you're going to be working in vain because you're going to ruin it and it's going to still leak. So I just managed to kind of pry these out. These are the 2 old ones. Let's take a quick look in there, see what that looks like. See, you might want to clean that up a little bit. Okay, mind the precision. So then you can put in your... Some people like to use what's called magic lube, which for me it's the same as the electric, what do you call it, the silicone grease. It's the same exact thing. I mean, I'm no scientist, no chemist, and I'm just you know, rambling, but they look like the same to me. All right, so we're gonna take the 2 new washers, O-rings. Why do I keep saying washers? Keep taking the new O-rings. You just slip them in there. Oh yeah, just so you see, I cleaned the whole area, making sure that it's nice and clean. I'm not gonna use a brush or anything. I don't want to damage. Okay. And then just put these in. Put the first one in and then put the second one right on top. It's the first one. Okay. They do stick out more. These were, I'll show you in a minute. They were flattened. Let me show the camera is recording this. Okay, this is the second one. You put it on top. The old one seems a little bit worn, you can see, and kind of flattened. Remember, when you twist this, every time you twist and pull the lever, it kind of, you know, it's causing some wear. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to put in your spring. Where is the spring? We got the new one. Ah, here it is. Drop something. Here we go. I'll take a new spring. All right. This will clean the surface from any loose debris. Now, all these parts are available. Note the spring. You notice that how it kind of spirals in this direction. You flip it around, it kind of spirals in the same direction. What they tell you always, whenever you use your filter and you go from backwash or filter, always go clockwise, never go counterclockwise. And I guess it's because of the way, you know, you see this right here, probably wear out the surface, and you know, makes it to the point where it's going to leak even if you have new O-rings, because it's going to wear this out. Okay, so we're going to put that on there. I'm going to put a little bit of lube. I'm going to put like a little light coat. Does it make a difference? Who knows? Just gonna put a little bit right there. It's probably not needed, but anyway, that's done. So now you put in the spring. Remember, it spins this way. Let me put some lube on the actual spring itself. I mean, it is kind of like shaved for a reason, right? I guess so. When you turn it, who knows? And now we're gonna put in the new rings or washers. These two right here. These go right there. That's just to make it smooth, so I guess so the spring could just glide and not damage this right here, this surface right here, right? You want it to be able to, you know, rotate without any problems. And then the next part is to replace the actual, this washer's like not even from there. Replace the sticker. Now I'm gonna remove the sticker. I'm gonna use a blade to probably take this off. This is the position where the actual cover goes. So what I am going to do, and I'll just for effects show you, let me see if I can just do this real quick. I'm gonna take a blade and maybe just kind of take this out, scrape it out, or maybe just even try to remove it with hot water or a solvent. I don't want to put the new sticker over it because that's gonna peel off. Oh look, it's coming off. Okay, so make sure this is backwash. Okay, keep this down. Make sure this is the correct one. Yes, it's kind of sort of the same one. Goes like this, backwash. Okay. All right. This is how it goes. Told you it'll be a long video. However, you see the whole refurbish process from beginning to end. Now this is the backwash. Let me just, for effects, right? Let me just make a little note right here that this is where, right here. Make a little note here. Just do a little mark. And then I'll do one right behind it. There we go. Okay. I can remove this, and what I'm going to do to remove the excess glue, I'm going to use some WD-40 to remove that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just spray it directly onto the towel here. All right. You can use Glue Gun, whatever works best for you. So I'm not going to do this on top of here. I'm just going to remove as much as I can. I'm just going to push this to the side, and I'm just going to go around and clean this. I'm going to pause the video. Once I'm done, I'll come back. Here is the final product. It's clean. You can still see the watermark of where the actual old decal used to be. I went in and also cleaned up the part where the gasket goes. So what I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put that gasket on first. Here is the new one. Here is the old one, and it's flat in some places. You can tell it's already worn. So let me just go ahead and put this on. It goes in there. Put some lube on there. Just make sure you clean up all the surfaces and don't leave any okay. And now we're going to actually just place this on top, putting in our decal. Make sure that the surface is clean, dry, free of debris. Remember the position, and you can't mess this up anyway, because there's a groove right here. You see this groove? It has the same opening, the cut. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this goes like so. It's not gonna go all the way down because it's applying pressure. We're not worried about anything lining up right now, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna give it a once over again, make sure it's clean. Remember, this filter is out in the elements, so you want it to get full adhesion. Get the sticker out. Told you this would be kind of a long video. You know what? Let me just okay. We have to this goes always, so backwash. This is backwash right here, and that's what we want to do. Backwash filter. So we want to take out very quiet. We're hunting rabbits. If you notice, this has a little notch here, and it should match the notch on there. I don't know if you can see that. So there's no way you can screw this up, which is pretty cool on their part. You want to get it as centered as possible. Hopefully no air bubbles, and if there is, who cares? There it is. Some bubbles. There it is, good as new. Now for the hard part, right? Putting the pin and the handle back on. But before you do that, you have to put in the new vinyl washer that comes with the kit. So right here, that goes in there. So in order for me to put in the handle back on with the new pin, this is the old pin. This is the new, or sorry, this is the new pin that has no gouges. This is the old. Make sure you check. You don't want to put something in there that's already used. Same size. Okay. This is the old hardware. So the way you put this in, you have to push down on the actual cover while you push down and you put this in. So I'm gonna do this. I won't be able to get this on film, but to give you an idea, you gotta take this out. I'm gonna remove this gasket because I do not want to ruin. Oh, don't forget the O-ring. And don't forget the position. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to put this in here in the position that is in. That's the way it goes. Don't forget, it only goes one way. And I removed, it's because I'm going to be applying pressure to this downwards. Then what I did was I placed this on the ground. I pushed down on it with my knee on this side and then pushed down on this side with my arm while I set the pin and started tapping it with the hammer. And now this is done. Wow. And it feels just like new again. That's exactly what we want. I'm going to replace the sticker, put the gasket back on, and assemble this, and we're done. See if I can remove this. Yep. I should have done this when it was off, but no harm, no foul. It's only a little bit of residue anyway, so we'll remove that, and the W goes up like that. We'll just put a little bit of I'm not exactly sure how much a pull place would charge you for doing this, but they'll probably try to sell you one, tell you, hey, it's broken, it's old, but you can refurbish this whole unit. They sell all the parts individually. So I got these parts through Amazon. This video is not sponsored in any way, and you know what, I was able to do this myself. And like I said before, some of these things could be intimidating. I'm not going to you don't know until you try, right? All right, so they actually have a new logo. Here's the old logo and here's the new. I'm just gonna put that on there. I guess Waterway changed their logo. Big shout out to Charlie. If you're watching, Charlie, this filter was initially gifted to us, and if you're watching, Charlie, we're making it new. We're giving it new life. Filters are expensive. I mean, everything has gone up, right? So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting back the snug, nice and even, because this is what goes on, and this is what diverts from rinse to wash to backwash, not wash, backwash, filter. And now we're going to take this O-ring right here, and we're just going to place it right here. This is the new one. It came off when I removed the when I wanted to put the pin through the handle. Make sure that the surface is nice and clean, not gouged. And then you want to gently put this in, making sure that the O-ring doesn't fall. And now everything's lined up. Everything is the way it was before we dismantled it. And now we start going into, we put the screws in a star pattern. Remember, you want to put the serrated part looking up. So we're going to go in star. So we have so far assembled. You want to go gentle. You don't want to. So we put the O-rings. This has a new diverter gasket. Okay, you don't want to go too tight. Like this. Now we're going to go for this one. And if you like this video so far, and if this is instructional to you, you know, please leave a comment, like and subscribe, share the video. Any questions you may have. There you go. See, now we're going to go here. And if this is not a true star pattern, you know, forgive me, but I had disassembled this previously to put in the gasket. So we started here. Now we're going to go to this one. And this is how I reassembled it before. And I had no leaks other than needing the new O-rings because these were worn. Okay. Just right here. I'm going to do it here. I mean, I don't recommend using power tools unless you kind of know how to. Let's see. I know it's here. Just here it is. Remember, it's right up. The last one is this one. Put this on here. You know why? You know, extra buffer, extra layer. You go one. Is on there. It's not sticking out. No, it's nice and flush. You probably won't be able to see it, but I can see it. You can feel. You put your finger in there, you can feel. Make sure that the O-ring is not sticking out. It's only hard here, but reposition that filter, that gauge. I don't like the way it looks. So, okay. So we're gonna go here. We did this one. Now we're gonna go to this one. Now we're gonna go to this one. If it leaks, I'll know and I'll fix it. And there you have it. However, we have another gasket, and I believe that this gasket belongs, which goes in here between, snap it in there. So we're gonna do that one first. And this is a Wayfair, I think that's called the diverter. Where's that blade I had? We're done, guys. We're done. Point, you know, this is just me wrapping up. Nasty. If I compare this O-ring with this one, this is the correct one. It's the old part. Gonna clean this up a little bit. As you can see, there was a, when I previously changed the, and I use WD-40 only because it's safe on plastics, and when I change the gasket for the diverter, I put some lube on this. I probably didn't need it, but when I assembled everything, there was a leak, and this wasn't the cause of the leak. The cause of the leak was the missing gasket on this end, which now I have. When you do something, you do it right. You could put like a sliver of lube if you want, but I don't think it's necessary. Some people do, some people. All right, so before we do that, we're gonna put this one on. And how you do that is you gently open the package. Let me make sure. I don't have a monitor. I don't have I have to keep checking my see how this goes in there? I have to wedge this in here and then wedge it through here. There's no other way. So once this goes in here, this has to go around. So in order for you to do that, you just, because I gotta be honest, there was some leak, so I had to, this didn't break, but as you can see, this is going in nicely. There you have it. I'm not sure why it was missing, see, but that fits perfectly. I don't know if you can see, that's perfectly aligned. And now I want to make sure, yeah, this is clean. Actually, let me just go in there really quick and just for good measure, right? Any dirt? Not really, but this may or may not be necessary, but I want to make sure there's no create a pocket or a bubble. Okay. That feels better now. Feel much better. That feels much better. See it, and now we're gonna put on the new gasket, which is this one right here. So you figure in parts, I probably spent close to, I don't know, maybe less than 100 replacing this whole part itself. Very expensive. I think it's 90 something bucks. It was the same thing, but there's no satisfaction. There's nothing better than, you know what, I'm gonna just put a little bit of, this is a little, maybe the lube might make it leak, I don't know, but just give it like a thin coat. It doesn't come lube, so I don't think you'll need it anyway, because this is gonna pop on. Anyway, enough of me rambling. There you have it, folks. Ready to go. I'm gonna mount it and let's see how it holds up. Okay, so, oh yeah, that's much better. I'm liking this now. Look at the new, see the new gasket, see how it kind of white or clear, you could see right through it. And it was leaking through, it was actually leaking through there. So I'm gonna just stop the video here. I'll be back. And here is the filter doing its job. We have some pressure, and we have the filter going on. I have some algae that I have to clean up, but other than that, the water is no longer cloudy. This whole project started when the filter wasn't working. The water was cloudy, and we took this apart and discovered that the manifold was broken. We started by fixing the manifold, then we also replaced the diverter gasket. Then we went back on in and we dismantled the multi-port, and we replaced all the O-rings, washers, and the gasket that you can see right here. And we also, after we did the repair, we had a leak on the pump itself that was leaking through here, and we replaced, actually we plugged it up with some JB Weld, marine JB Weld, and it's been holding. Before it was squirting down a nice stream when it was on, and when it was off it was just leaking. Now we just have an overflow of water because it's been raining, and it's just coming out through the skimmer. But overall, I think this is a win-win. Anyway, I know this video was a little bit long, but I want to thank you for watching. If you decide to ever if you have one of these filters and you decided that you want to refurbish it, other than buying the parts are a little pricey, then I'll put all the parts list in the description below, and the links to the repairs that I made to the pump and the actual manifold. Anyway guys, once again, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and share this video.